The European Court of Human Rights catalogue of violations of human rights on the part of the Armenian military. Will you say sorry?
And I'm first Armenian leader ever saying that any solution of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict should be acceptable for Azerbaijani people too. But unfortunately, Azerbaijani president didn't reciprocate to my proposal.
But actions speak louder than words, Prime Minister, and what we saw in mid-July was Armenian forces shelling villages across the line of conflict, and we saw, according to the Azerbaijanis, a 76-year-old civilian killed, which then, of course, produced a tit-for-tat response and the prolonged military clash. What is quite clear is that you, over months, have taken a series of provocative actions which have heightened tensions in Nagorno-Karabakh. For example, why last year in August did you go to Stepanakert in Nagorno-Karabakh and make a speech saying Artsakh, which is what you call Nagorno-Karabakh, is Armenia, period, and then led a crowd in a chant, a nationalist chant of unification? That was clearly a provocation to Azerbaijan.
First of all, Nagorno-Karabakh for several thousand years is populated by indigenous Armenian people, and by the way, Artsakh name is aged for several thousand years.
Yeah, Prime Minister, it's not, to be honest with you, it's not, we can't go through thousands of years of your history. What we can do is address the realities of today. The UN General Assembly, as you well know, hang on. The UN General Assembly has adopted a resolution which quite clearly, quote, demands the immediate, complete, unconditional withdrawal of all Armenian forces from the occupied territories of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Now that's from the UN General Assembly. Under international law, your forces are a force of occupation. You choose to go there and talk about that territory being yours. You clearly are not a peacemaker. Are you now prepared to say that in the past, particularly in the early 1990s and late 1980s, the Armenian forces committed some major human rights abuses, crimes of war inside Nagorno-Karabakh? Many independent observers have catalogued those crimes. Are you now prepared to acknowledge them and say sorry for them?
Any war is a chain of tragedies. That's why we're saying that let's refuse any possibility of using force for solution of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. And any peace is compromise. And Armenia always was ready and is ready for compromise. But from the other side,
I'm asking you a very specific question. In the spirit of truth and reconciliation, are you now prepared to say sorry for example, the European Court of Human Rights catalogue of violations of human rights on the part of the Armenian military? Will you say sorry?
European Court has similar catalogue on Azerbaijani's atrocities.
But I'm not talking to the Azerbaijanis, I'm talking to you.
Let me to answer your question, please. And we should mention the Sumgait events that happened in late 1980s when Azerbaijani government and Azerbaijanis initiated pogroms against the Armenians of Sumgait city in Azerbaijan, in Azerbaijani capital, and this whole issue is an issue.
I just wanted to know whether you're prepared to take responsibility and apologize for those abuses and crimes committed by Armenia's forces. It's quite simple, yes or no.
It should be proved who exercises atrocities, and I think Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh and Azerbaijan are victims, and we can prove that anywhere, anytime.
Clearly, you're not going to say sorry, and I just wonder whether you feel that right now it's helpful for you to raise the tensions in Nagorno-Karabakh with Azerbaijan.